Are in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. The match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck.
Today as to which of these two sides can go on and really push on for top spot, and he may be looking at the loser, fighting it out with Ecuador for second place potentially. So once we've seen all four teams play in any respective group, it gives you that better indication.
Yeah, Netherlands have seen a lot of the ball at the moment, but I don't think they've touched it in the Senegalese half yet. Obviously a mistake at the back. It was out on the flank, so it wasn't imminent danger as such, but obviously Senegal asking the early attacking questions, but possession-wise, the Dutch on top. Obviously, we've talked a little bit about Sadio Mane. He's out of the tournament, massive blow. Easily the top scorer in the squad, and there's only a couple of players in the Senegal 26 that have hit double figures. So obviously there's a goal-scoring void to fill. And it's not too dissimilar story for the Netherlands, as long ball downfield is just about dealt with by Kalidou Koulibaly. Senegal clear up to the halfway line. It's going to come straight back though, as Timber has it, feeding it out to Gakpo on the right. Little 1-2 with Berghuis as the Dutch offer their first serious threat. Decent challenge comes in from Diallo. It's just a throw-in, 20 yards from goal, right-hand side. With the Netherlands, I wouldn't say at a particularly high tempo. monopolising possession in these early stages. Yeah, Memphis Depay is missing today. He should be fit at some stages. The hope ball played into the box, could be a chance, squared. Oh, it's just behind. The Gakpo is arriving late, and Kalidou Koulibaly is able to clear downfield. Brilliant little interchange on the edge of the box from the Netherlands. I guess the final pass just wasn't quite good enough.
Yeah, it was a really nice move put together there by the Netherlands. First time in the opening 5 minutes that they've been able to settle into a good rhythm of play. Ball reversed into the box, then squared back across goal. We'll see it now. It's that first time ball round the corner that finds Gakpo in the box, and then Bergwijn just inches away from getting a toe end onto the ball. Goalkeeper's out the picture, and you can see the Netherlands frontman Steven Bergwijn in the end punches the floor in frustration, feeling he could have done better there. But that was so easy for the Netherlands. If they continue playing football with that sort of energy in the final third, they won't be short of goals today.
Here they come down the left-hand side again. Bergwijn to Janssen on the edge of the box. He's just beaten to it by Koulibaly, who's a little bit slow to get up, holding his nose. Might have just taken a blow there with a flailing arm. Don't think it was anything malicious, but he's getting back to his feet. Senegal have possession anyway, with Diop peeling away to the right-hand side. He's then just lacking support and has to go back into his own box, and Koulibaly. Might have been Cisse actually who got the blow to the face, because Cisse is just checking his nose is all right as he plays it back to Mendy in the Senegal goal. But yeah, promise for the Dutch there, and Senegal, I guess, perhaps more resolute than a lot of teams out there. The African champions, of course, didn't necessarily do it the easy way. A couple of penalty shootouts, including in the final. Drew the couple of group games as well. The Senegal break down the right-hand side again. Daley Blind just caught downfield. Rather slow progression out to the right-hand side. Eventually, Sabali comes forward to offer some support. It's a deep cross towards the far post. Berghuis wasn't quite sure what he was going to do with that. Sort of left it, and Guy has it for Senegal. Plays it back to Diallo. Again, he's forced back towards the halfway line. And Parlis Mendy forward to the feet of Diaz. Nice little turn to get away from De Ligt, rather. He's been caught. Free kick to Senegal halfway inside the Dutch half. Yeah, quick feet from Senegal there. It was Ismaïla Sarr rather than Diaz. Looks to be quite a fluid front three for Senegal, because Diaz popped out on the right. It's been through the middle. Sarr was playing in the middle on that particular occasion. Just a talking to from the referee, nothing more. And the free kick is closer to the centre circle than the box anyway, so it doesn't look to be particularly dangerous at the moment. Although Cisse's come up from the back eventually. It's played out to the left by Mendy. Cross deep from the flank. It's overhit. Kouyaté will try and keep it in, and may well do so. In fact, has. Support is behind him, and Sabali trying to work the little triangles on the edge of the box. Fed out to the right-hand side again. Cross comes in, and a stretching Cisse can't quite get there. Mendy will keep it in play near the corner flag left-hand side as Senegal attack again. His cross dug out, and again it's just a little bit overcooked. Blind doesn't look too worried that it's going to be kept in, and in fact it won't be. But not a bad ball in there, and yeah, half a chance. Cisse up from the back. Admittedly, he's the only one threatening, although he was the closest to the ball.
Yeah, not entirely sure what he was doing that far up the pitch in open play, but a good option to have in there when you're swinging across into the box. A big central defender, stretching with that left foot, and again, like Bergwijn at the other end, it's just inches really the difference between connecting and not with the ball. But a teasing ball in from that right-hand side. The Dutch had plenty back there. The defensive three of De Ligt, Van Dijk and Ake were all across the edge of the 6-yard box, so they'd be feeling pretty confident they've got the ability to contend with, repel anything that comes in from either flank. But such was the quality of the ball that it left them a little bit stretched and desperate as it flashed by.
Yeah, one thing that perhaps we haven't touched on yet, of course, is there have been changes made by the Dutch from their last lineup, and of course, I guess in a way it's a big one, because Noppert's got the nod in goal, and it's his debut. What a time to make your international debut, first match of a World Cup. So that's an interesting move from Louis van Gaal. Obviously, Matthias de Ligt, Frenkie de Jong, they didn't play against Belgium in the last Nations League game. they're back. You'd expect them to be back, though. And Cody Gakpo, a lot's been said after a good start to the season. He finds a place in midfield. The shot comes in from Senegal, 20 yards out on the turn. Ismail Assar again can't quite keep it down over the bar. But Senegal, at the moment, they're giving as good as they're getting. They're getting shots off, they're getting balls into the box. Admittedly, the best chance arguably was the Netherlands, but this isn't one-way traffic.
No, it's not by any stretch of the imagination, and it's good to see. I mean, many have written off Senegal coming into this game, not necessarily written them off from progressing from the group, but everyone expecting the Netherlands to just get a breeze through proceedings, and that's not been the case at all. Senegal not showing them respect. Yes, they had a rocky moment on the back foot with that Bergwijn chance, but as you say, they've gone down the other end. They've tried to create a few chances of their own, and they're looking to go and get on the score sheet today. It's been a good start to this match.
Yeah, Senegal operating in a largely 4-3-3 formation. As I say, there's a bit of fluidity about the front three. There's plenty of solidity about their midfield three. Where the flair might come from is open to question. As Timber swings, Dumfries rather swings it across, but that's too close to Edouard Mendy, and that's an easy claim for the Chelsea man. There's a Senegal player gone down. Now, I mentioned this earlier. Cisse got a blow in the face, and he was looking at his nose. That was just an aerial challenge with Janssen. Now, clearly he's still feeling it, because after the keeper's Mendy's claimed that cross, he's now down on his knees. Of course, the game earlier on today had plenty of stoppage time through injuries. I think there was one or two incidences yesterday. He's just leaving the field now. He's back on his feet. He's doing all this without the medical staff being on the pitch at the moment, so he's not incapacitated as such. He's just waving to the referee. I'm assuming some kind of no. I don't need any kind of attention. The ball hadn't gone out of play, but it's a drop ball given back to the keeper. The Netherlands aren't complaining, but I mean, I guess that's one to look out for, because obviously concussion, or it might be delayed reaction, whatever. He's taken a blow to the head, and something to keep an eye on. Yeah,
definitely, and in an area such as that, where you have to get up and head the ball and be physical and get yourself stuck in, it's certainly something to be keeping an eye on.
Yes, obviously Senegal will try and keep their fingers crossed he is okay. They've made a decent start to this game. The keeper has been overly tested as the challenge comes in on the right. Two players are down on the deck. I think Dumfries was given the indication he was more hurt. Well, I'm not sure that is actually the case. The referee hasn't stopped it. Play continues. Ball played to the edge of the box, and it's hammered away by Cisse. And it's gone into touch. Ismail Assar was slowest to get up. Dumfries went kind of with an overhead. He didn't leave the ground. He hooked it over his head, and a bit of momentum from Sarr went into him. He might have just been booted in the knee. I don't think it was a foul either way, and hopefully both players are okay to continue. It's a throw-in to restart the contest. 12 minutes ticking over in the game. Of course, it's independent, unofficial off-tube studio commentary, but it's been a lively encounter so far. Both sides have got into good positions, dangerous balls into the box. Nothing's quite fallen for the attackers as yet, but as I mentioned earlier, it's not one-way traffic, despite Netherlands having arguably the lion's share of possession. Something of a mistake from Virgil van Dijk. He could have cleared his lines. He's conceded possession. Plenty of Dutch players back, a little bit of space on at the right. Tried a little nutmeg there, which didn't quite work. And it was Diatta who's working hard to try and prevent the breakouts from Blind, and has done so. Just to throw into the Netherlands halfway inside their own half. But Diatta, of course, I get a lot of focus on him in the sense that he might not have been playing had Sadio Mane been fit. Here it is, Senegal on the attack again. This is from a Dutch throw. Shot comes in from the edge of the box from Kiati. It's blocked. In fact, it was Nampalis Mendy. I think there's an offside given anyway. We were just watching a replay of the last attack when, of course, Senegal were breaking forward. So that was from a Dutch throw. So one or two little mistakes from the Netherlands. I don't know how they feel about pressure. Obviously, they missed the recent World Cup. They've also got to a recent-ish World Cup final, so a little bit hit and miss, the Netherlands, but they finished above Belgium in their Nations League group, and arguably one of the form teams in world football. Again, they've just given the ball away on the halfway line, and here come Senegal feeding out to Ismail Assar. He's got support coming as well. Played towards the byline cross. I think it's big. No, it's the flag has gone up late, and it will be a goal kick to the Netherlands. And it was Diallo making the overlapping run on Ismail Assar, but the Netherlands not exactly fluent all of the time. They've probably pieced together the best attacking move, but they've just given the ball away 2 or 3 times in the last 5 minutes or so, which might not be helping Louis van Gaal's mood. But of course, the score remains 0-0 at the Al Thamama Stadium. This is game 2 of Group A. The winner plays the runner-up of Group B, England and Wales's group, and the runner-up plays the winner, of course. Ecuador and Qatar will be hoping to have something to say, but the Netherlands, for all their possession, aren't threatening too often. We haven't seen Gakpo, other than that little move he had, which set up a decent chance. The pass just not quite finding Bergwijn in the box, but he's struggling to perhaps stamp his mark on this game, as Mendy thinks he's won a free kick, and I believe the referee has given him a free kick, just caught by Jansen, who's starting for the Dutch, of course. Never quite made it in the Premier League. Did like 1 or 2 of these Dutch players. Obviously Steven Bergwijn was another, who perhaps never quite was able to get on top of things at Spurs.
Yeah, I think just struggled, didn't they? Especially Vincent Janssen made the move from the Eredivisie, where he'd done really well with AZ Alkmaar, but didn't convert to the top flight.
Here's a chance for the Netherlands as they break down the right-hand side again. The pull back from Tom Vries into a crowd of players, not really picking out a teammate, and it's hacked away. But again, Netherlands, they do look dangerous when they get it towards the box. We just haven't seen it very often in the opening 15 and a half, 16 minutes. But in and around the box, they look dangerous, lively. The tempo speeds up. And the 1-2s, etc., causing Senegal problems. But the Netherlands at the moment have possession near their halfway line. Any thoughts on a goal scorer in this one? I mean, I was looking at the groups, and with Mane and Depay ruled out, I mean, they've both got 40-yard goals, and then you're looking at barely double figures for the rest. We'll come back to Bobby in a moment, because Netherlands swinging across from the left, which is overhit, but it will be kept in by Gakpo as a potential goal scorer, of course. He gets across towards the far post, header wide of the post. Daley Blind arriving, jumping above Sabali, and it will just be a goal kick. But yeah, goal scorer thoughts. Who's looking lively in these early stages?
Yeah, I think you're looking at Senegal, really, and the chances they've carved out. I know it was the Netherlands who had that big opening opportunity with the ball squared towards Bergwijn and couldn't quite connect. But at the other end, Ismail Assar dropping into central areas to pick up the ball. And you highlighted it early on, the front three looking very versatile. If they're tracking them, that they pass that message on, so there aren't gaps and spaces for others. So looking at Senegal, and for me, yeah, definitely Sarr has looked bright early on.
Yeah, Sarr is the top scorer on the pitch in terms of international goals. He's got 10, which is not a bad record, actually. 10 in 24 as Diatta, with the help of Sabali, breaks down the right-hand side as Senegal threaten again. The Dutch have got plenty of bodies back at the moment. They're trying to work the space for the cross. It's played into the box. Mendy gets a cross in. It's blocked by Ake. I think it's gone behind for a corner, and it has. That's what the official said. It looked as though Ake got the final touch. Perhaps the pass was asking a little bit too much of Idrissa, and all he could do was win a set piece. But again, Koulibaly, Cisse will come up from the back. Kouyate's an obvious target. Deer as well, through the middle. Big targets for the corner taker to aim for. It's going to be Idrissa again, so he's taking it from both sides at the moment. It's in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. There's a clash of bodies and heads, and the ball doesn't really go forward. It's through the 18-yard box, hammered away downfield by the Netherlands. And Bergwijn. Oh, he's picked out a great move. Berghuis, can he square it? Could be an opportunity. Frankie de Jong in the box, turns onto his right foot. He turns again. Oh, he's trying to beat everybody before getting a shot off in the end. Senegal, to their credit, have got bodies back, scrambled it away. Big chance the Netherlands.
Yeah, massive chance that. As the ball got forward, they were bursting beyond the Senegal defence. Berghuis did really well, I thought, to squeeze it across. He was off balance. De Jong, for me, has to be doing better there. He just wanted the perfect chance, it seemed. Appeared to have opportunities to strike. It didn't take them on, and eventually was crowded out there. Defenders able to get back and prevent him from getting anything away at all. Going to get a chance, I think, to see a replay, because there's a foul here in midfield. We'll see it now. Just bursting there into the central area was Berghuis. Spotted the space on the left. First touch, I think, is just not the best from de Jong. Takes it on the outside of his right instead of probably using his left to stop it. Would have been better. And then once he beats the first man, defenders are scrambling in, can't get the angle, and Senegal are able to clear their lines.
Yeah, the deepest defender there, I talked about him as being the potential goal scorer. It was Ismaila Sarr who forced, in a way, de Jong to come back inside onto his right foot. So Senegal working really hard to prevent that, what was a very good counter from the Netherlands, of course, having started as a Senegal corner kick. But again, that sort of threat on the counter is looking, the pace is there for the Dutch. It would appear, as De Ligt wins a header at the back, a towering header as well. And he's trying to set Dumfries away down the right-hand side. Dumfries forward towards Jansen, in steps Cisse. And plays it back into the Netherlands half, although Berghuis's nutmeg didn't work, and Senegal regained possession very quickly with space on the right for Sabali, halfway inside the Dutch half, helped out by Kouyaté, now of Nottingham Forest, of course, in what looks a pretty strong, stout, sturdy midfield, playing alongside Mendy and Gay. As Diallo floats it to the edge of the box. Dia wins the first header but can't find Sarr. In stepped Berghuis, and the Dutch have it back. Frankie de Jong, quarterback in from deep, is going around Kouyaté, showing decent enough pace to stay clear of the Forest man as well. He's still got it, but the crossfield ball aimed towards Bergwijn, partially intercepted. De Ligt will keep it alive for the Dutch. He works a 1-2 with de Jong, goes down to the edge of the box, being trapped back by Sarr. If anything, it was a tangle of legs, but perhaps running across the back of De Ligt. It did look to me as though he was trying to get out of the way. And then, yeah, I'm not convinced that is a foul. Obviously, I don't need convincing. It's the referee, and the referee's been convinced. So, decent opportunity here from the Netherlands.
Yeah, in a really good spot, isn't it? They've got some good set-piece takers in this side. Looks as though Gakpo's one of them, and Berghuis the other, right and left-footed. It means that Mendy's got to be really aware of the danger here. It could be whipped into the box, it could be whipped in towards his target, near post, far post. There's plenty for him to consider. Looks as though they're setting up a two-man wall pretty much midway through this first half, and the Netherlands with a big opportunity.
Yeah, two-man wall, left-footed, right-footed option. Gakpo, the right footer. Daily, but no, might be Berghuis, the left-footed option. They could go for goal. The angle's not fantastic, but they could go for goal. It's close enough in to at least be dangerous. Obviously, there's plenty of players lined up far post. Gakpo runs over it. Berghuis clips it in towards the far post. I'm not sure if that was a Senegalese head or a Dutch, but it went across the 18-yard box before being smashed downfield by Diallo. Frankie de Jong will get there ahead of everyone, and the Netherlands will have it back. I suppose clear-cut openings, a few and far between, but we have had certainly one for de Jong. He just wanted forever to take a shot, and time ran out. And the others have been kind of half chances, the final ball not finding a teammate, that kind of thing, blocked at source. So both sides playing a very even contest at the moment. Difficult to work out who would be edging. I guess I would suggest Netherlands, perhaps a fraction on top. But this game is anybody's at the moment, so we don't have any goals halfway through the first half. Here's Bobby.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rob. So the Netherlands with a throw midway through the Senegal half. Taken by Dumfries, testing down, but quickly crowded out by a couple of Senegalese players. The latter of them, Cheiko Kouyaté, wins the ball but then loses it himself, and it's Berghuis carrying down the right, runs into traffic and has the ball taken off him by Abdou Diallo. All a little bit scrappy on both sides in that moment. Frankie de Jong is going to get us back underway from a Dutch throw, and they go back into their own half, and it will be Matthijs de Ligt to drop it across to Nathan Ake. Manchester City man with his head up spots Steven Bergwijn dropping into a deep midfield role. The man who is playing up alongside Vincent Janssen today, just adding an extra body into that midfield, but then his pass seeking out Cody Gakpo is too long and pretty comfortable for Edouard Mendy. Dropping at the feet of Kalidou Koulibaly. Idrissa Gueye popping into a deep area, flicks it forward and out towards the left-hand side. Just nudged back into his own half was Ismaïla Sarr. Referee believes it is a foul, so they will have a free kick, Senegal. Just taking a little bit of time to really work out which way this game may go today. 0-0 at the moment, 24.5 minutes on the clock. Senegal have taken the free kick short. Koulibaly goes direct. It's a lovely ball over the top. There's appeals for an offside. Brought down for the time being, though, by Sarr, who drops his shoulder into the box, whips an effort, and Van Dijk has to head behind.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. It'll open up as well. I mean, the little shimmy is wrong-footed Dumfries, all ends up. I thought de Ligt was a little bit slow to get to close him down. And that far post is open. Unfortunately, he's got to get it over Virgil van Dijk and then down. He didn't do the first bit, and it was headed behind. But I think that would have been a struggle for Noppert had it been on target.
Deep cross from Senegal. I don't think that was the intention. There wasn't really anyone out there. Daley Blind heads away. All his teammates were back inside his own box, so that means Senegal have easy possession for a moment. Now they look to venture forward, and that's when the Dutch will put a foot in. Run it back through Blint on that left-hand side. Down the line for Bergwijn. He's got two around him and can't make much of it. And it now means that the ball is going to end up back with Koulibaly. Idrissa Gueye takes too long on it. Steven Bergwijn comes in, receives it from his teammate. Switch of play to the right, where Dumfries initially had some time, but the ball was a little bit sympathetic, and means that Senegal can just shuffle across and deal with it. It's Van Dijk now, just on the halfway line, or shy of, inside his own half, square to de Jong. Spots a pocket of space, drives on into it. Runners up ahead in Gakpo, and that opens up space for Dumfries, who can now set himself for the cross, deflected off the legs behind for the corner.
Yeah, I think this is Netherlands' first corner. They've had a couple of set pieces free kick wise, but I mean, we know Virgil van Dijk's a big target, not just simply because he's tall, but you know, he's very positive when he attacks the ball in the air. Maybe he's the most likely. I think Senegal have got the sort of defensive physicality and height to combat these things, but it depends on delivery. We'll see. It's going to be an away swinger from Gakpo, who's generally been primed with set-piece duty.
Corner comes in, Van Dijk with a header, and it's wide of goal in the end. There were two Dutch players there, and I just wonder if the pressure on his back from his own man maybe just puts Van Dijk off there.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a way Senegal are doing all right because it's an away swinger and it's curling away towards the penalty spot. You know, Van Dijk's going to head it in. They actually kept two men on the post, didn't they? So you know, the keeper could cover the lion's share. It's not easy to score from the penalty spot under pressure from a corner. But I mean, I mentioned it. I mean, Van Dijk, they've got to mark Van Dijk. He's the obvious aerial threat from set pieces from the Netherlands. As far as Senegal are concerned, I think they've got more options, so they could mix up their free kicks a little bit more. But if they're defending, they mark Van Dijk. That's half the job done, if not more than half the job.
Here they come down the right-hand side now. Senegal just chopping infield, looking for where the options and space is. There is none at the moment. So they go back across to the right-hand side, recycling possession well, and out there to offer his support is Idrissa Gueye. They will come back through the middle with a low ball into the box. Too many bodies in the way, though, and that means that they will have to start all over again. But a good period of possession this for Senegal, something they haven't had too often in the match, in an advanced area. Then it's played down the line, across steps de Jong, and he's going back towards his own byline. He's quickly running out of space here and plays a really wayward ball. Van Dijk can't quite get there. Senegal have it in the box and lay it off into Gay. His shot charged down. De Jong with the block. There's runners ahead of him, but again, they have to just come back before they can go forward. Squared in towards Nampalys Mendy. Opened up back to the right-hand side. 2 or 3 white shirts are in the box and offering their support. The shot comes in and it has gone behind. Doesn't look like it took a deflection, so it'll just be a goal kick. But Frenkie de Jong looked far too complacent, and it proved to be the case.
Yeah, I mean, De Jong's obviously made a mistake there. I don't think Van Dijk's covered himself in glory either. I mean, the ball's in his own box, and he's kind of turning away. Now, Frenkie de Jong should see maybe he's turning away, but why is a centre-back turning away to a ball that's in his box? And then, of course, it's a reaction to the ball. I mean, they didn't help themselves. I mean, obviously, you'd blame Frenkie de Jong, but Van Dijk could have made things easy. In fairness to both of them, they've recovered the situation. In a way, Frenkie de Jong leading the press, and there was no time or space. But I mean, Frenkie de Jong wants to pass the ball, and Van Dijk's turned his back on him. He was an option until he turned his back on him, which is probably when Frenkie de Jong was playing the pass. But it's risky on your own byline to start playing around in your own 18-yard box.
And 0-0, I would suggest so, as Ake has it, and that is the scoreline, of course. Nothing yet to separate these two sides. 30 minutes pretty much up on the clock. The Netherlands having a couple of sights at goal, but no convincing chances. Senegal have probably created the better, at least getting shots away. The Netherlands' 2 opportunities have been almost, with Bergwijn stretching but not getting there, and Frenkie de Jong working himself into a good spot but then failing to unleash the effort. These Senegal shots have been fired away, whether wide or over the bar. But an interesting spectacle that we have ahead of us. Would be regarded as an upset if Senegal were to beat the Dutch, one of the dark horses for many in the competition, the Netherlands, despite not qualifying for the last tournament in Russia. They've done extremely well since Louis van Gaal took the reins, yet to lose under him during his 3rd stint in charge of the national side. And they've won a free kick here on the right point of the penalty area. It was Vincent Janssen who was just muscled off the ball by Pape Abu Cisse. Both appeared to have arms around each other. It was just Janssen was the one that went down. Well,
forwards do that. They go down and they tend to get decisions. But, I mean, Janssen's doing to Cisse what Cisse is doing to Janssen. So, I mean, the linesman could help the referee out there. But, you know, Cisse stayed on his feet, so it looks worse. But, I mean, Janssen's arms across Cisse, who's bigger than him, and... you know, he was just muscled off the ball. I don't think it's a free kick. That's a couple, I think, have gone against Senegal. Obviously, it's another good opportunity. It's a little bit wider than the last one that they had, so it's outside the width of the box, so less likely to go for goal. They didn't last time, of course, but less likely now. There's still a 2-man wall, though. But I don't think it's a free kick, and I think if Senegal concede from this one, they'll be a little bit frustrated.
So a chance to whip this one in with a fair bit of fight in the box for the Netherlands. Daley Blind had the previous header that went wide. Dijk has also had an opportunity, and it's Berghuis and Gakpo. The latter sent it in, swinging away from goal. Out came the keeper, but his defenders deal with it before him, and now cleared downfield, brought down by Diatta. Laid off into Chaco Chiarte, swivels on it, plays the ball back into defence. Mendy is under pressure from Van Dijk, he's stayed forward for now. Senegal have had to retreat all the way back to his goalkeeper. And across to the left-hand side with Abdou Diallo. Has time on the ball to assess the picture up ahead. Couple of runners to try and find, bends it round the back, and that was where Boulaye Dia had made his run on the left flank. But Van Dijk is swiftly across to deal with that one, puts it into touch, and a good patient play from Senegal. They had the chance to counter initially, spotted it wasn't on, recycle and try to work different avenues.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the runners as well. They've got players who want to make those runs. I think that's sometimes we've not quite seen it the other way. Netherlands lots of possession, but it's a lot of it in their own half. And I'm not convinced as a shot comes in from miles out. It's first save that anybody's made, but that must have been 30, 35 yards, easy for Noppert in the end. I mean, it's slowing down as it reaches him, but he's tried his luck. It's a World Cup. It's been struggled to get clear-cut openings, so he fancied his chances. But, yeah, I mean, again, the Netherlands, lots of possession. It's in their own half. I think the other way. I think obviously you see this in other games, don't you? One team's a bit more direct with their possession. Netherlands are quite happy to have the ball, in the sense that Senegal won't be scoring because they don't have it. But you know, the threat, it comes quicker from Senegal, doesn't it? They've got these channel runners. Diat has got involved. The front three, Diar and Sarr, have got involved. They want to make the runs. They're going to challenge that back three. They want to spread that back three by, you know, keeping the width, etc., etc. I quite like the directness of it all. As they've got support from Diallo, and there's a little toe back from Dumfries there. That went unpenalised, and then Diallo took back Dumfries himself, and it's going to be a free kick to the Netherlands. But yeah, I mean, the Netherlands is few and far between, isn't it? Lots of possession. You could go 10-15 minutes without a Dutch chance, then they'll get one. Whereas Senegal, we've got the ball, let's get it to that front three, let's see what we can do. We'll try shooting from 30-35 yards as well. Dare I say it, Senegal are a little bit more positive with their possession.
Yeah, they look to be. I think they're definitely trying to get it into that final third much swifter than the Netherlands, who are happy to play through the thirds as and when possible. It's currently back in a defensive area with Nathan Ake, reversed around the corner for Frankie de Jong. Infield for Steven Bergwijn, back to that left-hand side for Blind, who delivers the cross deep. Uprises a Dutch head and falls down to Janssen, not quite into the feet of Gakpo, but they have kept it alive through Bergwijn, fizzed out to the left for Blind. Now de Jong into the box, a glancing head, and it looks as though it's going to be another corner. Good build-up.
Yeah, I'm just saying they don't take the time getting the ball into the box. But whenever they do get the ball into the box, it's not quite panic stations, but there's certainly an air of nervousness about Senegal's defending. It just hasn't come into the box very often. Cisse stood up to the task well so far. He's not been bullied by Janssen at all. If anything, he's doing the bullying. He's conceded the corner. Van Dijk's the target again here, I'm guessing.
Goes the cross to the near post, just over the head of Dumfries, and comes back out to Gakpo, who manages to create another angle. This time, Cheikhou Kouyaté is there to head away, and it's found touch out on this right-hand side. The Dutch will remain in a decent area of the pitch. And send it back through towards Bergwijn, who's much like Steven Bergwijn, been happy to drop into those deeper areas just to stitch things together. Lots of players in this Dutch outfit that are happy to drop into different positions, versatile enough, but that's poor play really from Daley Blind, who tried to swing across him from the left, and it ends up too deep, although goalkeeper Edouard Mendy was back tracking. It was never in danger of dropping underneath his crossbar, and sees itself away for a goal kick for Senegal. He's not in a great rush to get on with it, just under 10 minutes left of normal time until we'll be at the break. Whatever to be added on top of that, of course, from tonight's referee. Mendy with the ball back at his feet, just on the lip of the D, on the